We're playing today. Let's Not Stay Friends. So this is actually a visual novel I helped clean up the translation for, the proof editing. But there are still some typos in here because I was only able to get one pass on it. So excuse me for that, but let's play. I mean, this is actually got some nice art, and the story's kind of fun, and there's kissing, so it should be fun. So we're gonna start, and we're gonna try and get on Burain's route because I think his is a good one to give people a taste of the game a little bit. All right, so I'm lying on the grass in the middle of a sunny meadow surrounded by flowers. The sun is gentle, its golden rays tickling my eyelids, making me smile. A warm breeze strokes my hair. I can hear the birds sing not far from here, and someone's voice? All day. What? Are you going to sleep all day? Get up. That's right, I'm sleeping, which explains why I'm feeling so peaceful and... Wait a second. That voice! The beautiful sunny meadow suddenly disappears, and I meet Friends' gaze. Oh, God. Okay. Ah! Good morning to you, too. This isn't what I expected. I've known Friends my entire life, but getting woken by him in my own room is kind of weird. What are you doing here? I don't know, maybe working as your part-time alarm clock. What else would I be doing? Full of sarcasm, as usual. Why can't he be nicer for once? Wait a second. He usually waits for me outside the dormitory in the morning, so if he's inside my room waking me up like this... What time is it? First lesson began about 10 minutes ago. What? That can't be. I overslept? Again? We're late? It takes 15 minutes to walk to class, and I'm not even dressed. Mom is going to kill me. I was already at risk of getting expelled from school, but for this to happen right before graduation, it'll be the last straw. Alright, clearly I'm still mushmouth here, so... I can't risk getting disciplined for coming in late, again, or missing any more lessons. Hold on a second here. Okay. I jump up while tangling myself in blankets. My clumsiness forces Friends to back away, lest I accidentally punch him in the face with one of my flailing limbs. It all ends with me almost falling off the bed. I'm still not used to sleeping on this top bunk. Hey! Fortunately, without even losing his balance, Friends catches me just in time. That was a close one. I don't think being late for class is a good enough reason to commit suicide. Not to mention, death isn't even a valid excuse for skipping one of Agnarash's classes. I lost my balance because I was sleepy, not to mention your baffling presence in my room. Are you suggesting all of that just happened because of me? Are you going to class in that nightie? He's right. I need to get dressed. There's no time for arguing. Friend steps aside, making way for me to climb off the bed and grab my clothes from the table. It's a good thing I prepared everything yesterday. But something's missing. My socks. They always vanish at the worst times. Check your pillow. That's absurd. Who would put their socks under their pillow? You? Ridiculous. I'm not that... I can't believe it. My socks are really there. That was an accident. They're there because you're careless. I know you better than I know my ABCs. Whatever the case, none of that matters right now. I need to hurry and change. Hold on, are you getting dressed right in front of me? I hope you don't expect me to pay for the show. You know what? I'm just gonna ignore him. I actually think I have to if I'm gonna try and get one of the good endings on the other guy's routes. I don't have time to worry about getting dressed in front of you. So you're a soldier in the barracks now, huh? It's a pity you don't realize that as your lightning speed increases, your femininity decreases. Keep your stupid jokes to yourself. We've known each other for 100 years, and yet my mom loves reminding me how cute we looked bathing together as kids. We always were like brother and sister. Yeah, right. Brother and sister. There's something strange in his voice as he says that. I don't have time to think about it, though. He finally turns his back. Do you remember what today is? The day Professor Acknarash rips my head off? Wrong, it's the day of our exam. We need to find an artifact out in the wilds. And right now we're missing the exam instruction and registration of teams. Is that some kind of a joke? Today? So you really did forget. I should have known the moment I walked into the room. I can hear myself scream internally. Friends is referring to an extremely important test. My final grade depends on this exam. My graduation depends on it. The objective is to locate an artifact hidden somewhere on the island. The time for completion is limited, a single day. This artifact is connected to a portal that teleports students back to the academy once they touch it. Those who return through the portal pass the exam and receive their grades. It sounds easier than it really is. The island is full of surprises. Students can get lost or trapped, or possibly even killed by the magical beasts that lie waiting in the darkness of the woods. Professor Acknarash told us not to overthink things, that everything would be fine. We, of course, don't believe the words of that old sadist. His quiet mumbling that at least some of you should survive didn't encourage us at all. However, I'm partnered with Friends. He's not only my best friend, almost brother, but also one of the best battle mages in the academy. He told me that he has a plan, that we wouldn't have to spend half of the month prepping for the exam, unlike the other students. That's probably why today completely slipped my mind. Which means Friends is partially at fault for our tardiness. Are you ready yet? That poor portal is getting tired of waiting for you. Then why didn't you wake me up earlier? And why are you so anxious to go all of a sudden? Don't you hate these kinds of tests? Well, It'll be more interesting than listening to another of Acknarash's boring lectures, like the one how he rescued the Oracle Totem from the curse of the Eternal Stink. Yeah, you're right. I'm always right. Anyhow, you better hurry. Strange. Brent sounds as if he's looking forward to our test together, but he's usually not interested in activities such as these. Perhaps he's just not in the mood to get reprimanded by the professor. Not that any reprimands could spoil his grade. Friends' peers from his battle magic classes call him a prodigy, and I've never doubted that. I've seen him in battle, and believe me, you'd never want him as an enemy. By the way, with the phantom key to your dorm room, I can come and go whenever I want. Does that bother you at all? Nah, I don't really care. Friends is like a brother. What does it matter? So, it's you after all. Anyway, I trust you. That is just so sweet. Seriously. Have you ever survived? How have you survived so long being this naive? Although I suspect you're only still alive because of it. Oh, really? Well, you know, my mom doesn't send me any money. I live on my scholarship, and I have absolutely nothing to steal. Except for maybe my amulets and underwear. I see. I hope you don't think I'd be interested in your amulets. Hey, Gabby. You're coming in on a good one. Well, you didn't miss too much. She just woke up late for a test, and her best friend, in quotes, Friends, notice how his name is Friends, came in and woke her up, so. I don't. Besides, you're the one worrying about it, not me, and I've already told you I'm not bothered by it at all. I trust you. Anyway, now that you've woken me, there's still a chance we can make it to class on time. Wonderful. I'm already your nanny, your cook, your laundryman, and your janitor. Now it looks like I've been promoted to your alarm clock as well. Did you say something? I swear I just heard an old man grum. Turning around too quickly and clumsily, I lose my balance and fall flat on the floor. Ling. Wait, I think she was saying grumbling. I can see your panties. Oh. Wait, I'm wearing pants. Considering your clumsiness, you might as well not be. Stop laughing at me. I get up and angrily fix my blouse, then begin looking around for my bag. I feel like I'm forgetting something important. There, on the table, a chemical weapon in a self-cooling container. That's not a weapon, that's my lunch. How tragic. Good thing I prepared an extra portion of mine. He's always teasing me about my cooking. Okay, I admit your food is far tastier than mine, but we both know it, but do you always have to remind me of that fact? I'll take that as a compliment. You've earned yourself a sandwich. I pout and throw my provisions into a bag, but despite my irritation, I'm grateful that Friends thought of me while making the extra portion. I'm finally finished packing. I'm ready. Shall we go? Honestly, Friends, how long do I have to keep waiting for you? you're as nutty as ever. I can't believe I'm venturing into the wilds with this clumsy girl. Oh boy, okay. I'm actually hopeful we can get through one full route. It's a short game in one stream. We leave my room. I sprint down the hallway as Friends follows behind with long, slow steps. He suddenly stops, heaves a deep sigh, and locks the door to my room with his phantom key. Oh, good. I'd completely forgotten about that. I beam at him gratefully. Friends can laugh at me, tease me, and call me clumsy all he wants, but despite it all, I know he's a wonderful friend, and the only person I can always rely on. I hope that never changes. Something tells me he wants to be more than friends, but, that doesn't happen to be the title of the game. Despite the way the day began, everything goes much smoother once we arrive in class, which settles my nerves a little. The professor himself arrived late, then began a long, boring lecture which pushed back the registration of teams. But our tardiness was entirely unnoticed. I'm really lucky. I mentioned to Friends that I'm a little worried about missing the part of the lecture on safety precautions, but he rolls his eyes and says he could only guess we were told not to feed the animals. He's probably right, as always. According to the exam rules, each team is to choose its own starting location. The territory surrounding the academy is quite familiar to all of us, since we've been studying its portals for almost a year now. Thank heavens, I'm so glad we weren't late. The next time you wake up late, I'm going alone. Fighting off forest beasts is a lot easier than trying to wake you up. Nope. Need I remind you, the exam can only be completed with a partner. You're not going anywhere without me. Indeed, I do need you. As a sacrifice for the forest spirits. For good luck. Stop being so mean. It's not my fault the clock's cuckoo was sick. I should take it to the vet, or perhaps a specialist in magical mechanisms. Who even repairs cuckoo golems? I warned you about buying anything from those wandering Taiwanese necromancers. Oh boy. Deciding to avoid a stampede of students, we wait in the back of the classroom as everyone else rushes the professor to get their starting locations approved. I just noticed something. There's no music anymore. Where did the music go? The exam begins an hour after registration, so we should have enough time to change clothes, grab some equipment, and hike to our starting location. The students participating in the exam are from both school departments. Masters of artifacts like me and those studying battle magic like Friends. Due to its unquestionable effectiveness, the cooperation between artifact specialists and battle mages is a school tradition. I think it did. Each member is responsible for their own part of the team's work. I'll concentrate on locating the artifact while Friends keeps me safe from the dangers hidden within the woods itself. Knowing my clumsiness, Friends is going to have his work cut out for him. The Forest of the Wise do. You think that's a good idea? Nervous? Don't be. You know I'll protect you. No forest beast is a match for my strength. Oh, great. One of those guys. Yay! I'm counting on you, Friends. As if I'd let you ruin everything when my own grade depends on it. Stupid. Whatever. He's insufferable. However, I'm glad I've partnered with him for this exam. It gives me courage that I can actually do this. We can do it together, right? Of course. What? It's actually fun spending time with you when you're not grumpy or blaming me for everything. You can be nice when you want to. Honestly, I don't understand why you still don't have a girlfriend. Oh, I know why he still doesn't have a girlfriend. Because no one will accept the challenge of dating such a boorish oaf. Ugh, just great. Looking gorgeous, Insky, babe. Is that how you say her name? Insky? Inske? I'm guessing Inske. I don't know. Hello, Taff. Taff is Friends' classmate, and a battle mage too. The second best in the entire academy. He usually looks like he's just bested a few Barillas with his bare hands. Maybe it's his impressive self-confidence that made him so popular among the girls. I've only recently discovered Taff's popularity, though. Man, I'm going to have trouble reading this today, I can already tell. I'd been so busy working to maintain my scholarship that I didn't have any time to pay attention to him. That's probably why I'm not impressed with his cocky attitude. It's been a while since we last met. Missed me? Of course. I was talking to Inske. Obviously. If only I had the pleasure of not seeing your face for another 100 years. How rude. By the way, I bear interesting news. Please tell me you've finally been expelled from the academy. That's a low blow, Friends. Yeah, he's cocky. Like, more than cocky. I have no time for you though. Insky babe, did I mention to you mention you look especially beautiful today? So back to the news. You'll be interested to hear, I'm sure of it. And I hope you'll treat this messenger accordingly. There's a cave in the nearby mountains. Precious minerals have recently appeared there. It had been abandoned, lying completely empty until the stones mysteriously sprouted like mushrooms right on its walls. They glow red, but on the inside it appears as if they contain a drop of sparkling gold. Sound familiar? Are you talking about Honest? The rare gemstone of legend? Some still don't believe it even exists. Hush, babe, unless you want the entire school to know about it. Let it be our little secret. I can't believe it. I can't believe actual Honest has appeared on this very island. Most of his properties are still unknown, though legend says it holds great power. And the stone is capable of sprouting suddenly, growing from splinters as if it were a plant, not a mineral. That means, with even a small piece of the Honest, I could create my most magnificent amulet ever. I admire your enthusiasm. Come on, Inske. The mountains aren't a place for girls who stumble over their own feet all the time. But we've already decided on the Forest of the Wise too. Is there no way we can change locations? There's a better option. Change your partner. What the hell? The Honest Cave is so well hidden you'll never find it alone, but I happen to know where it is. And I happen to think that he's trying to trick her, but I don't know. We're not doing his route, but... Therefore, I suggest joining my company for the exam. Do you not wish to collect some of this fresh Honest for your research? He clearly knows what he's talking about, and it's a very tempting opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. If I had some of that Honest, my scientific studies on its properties would definitely help me earn a good grade on the exam. Not to mention I could use it to create a new amulet, and maybe even learn some of the gemstone's undiscovered secrets. I'm not the only student in the academy familiar with the mountains of Oblivion. Yeah, well, you know what? Non-Otome visual novels don't have pretty boys like this. If you see a pretty boy, you know it's Otome. Did I read this already? I'm not the only student in the academy who are familiar with the mountains of Oblivion. Someone else from your class will certainly discover the Honest if you don't. So it's now or never. Heavens, what should I do? No, we're not going to do Taff. Because, yeah, we're going to do Burain, because his routes kind of has all three of them, so it's kind of fun. Stay with friends. Ugh, this isn't right. I had already agreed to go with friends, and we prepped for this exam together. No, I'm staying with him. Friends is my best friend. I won't leave him over some rock. Besides, when it comes to Taff, maybe he's not a bad guy, but I'm not sure if I can trust anything he says. And what if he... Oh, excuse me. What if he made up the cave and is honest just to tease friends by stealing me away? In any case, friends and I can search for the cave ourselves after the exam. If there's even a hint of honest there, I will find it. I'll become an expert in the search for magical artifacts and valuable minerals at the same time. No, the guy we're actually going to romance in here has short hair. Burain. He does. Your suggestion is very tempting, but I must decline. Thank you for the offer, though. So, my amazing find doesn't interest you. Sweetie, do you really believe you'll have more fun hanging around with that boring nerd all day? Well, we're good partners. It's a lot easier working with someone you've known for, forever. I have no doubt about that. He doesn't even need to use magic. His usual facial expression is sure to scare off the forest critters, but better than any weapon could. Hey. Franz's face twists in anger. He can look pretty frightening at times like these. My point proven. Here's the thing. Grouches like him spoil all the fun. There are alternatives, babe. Jeez. Taff suddenly grabs my hand and presses his lips to the back of my palm. Oh yeah, he's the playboy. I can only stare in shock. What is he doing? There's still an opportunity to exchange partners. Don't you think you and I would make quite the team? What? He won't regret it, I am sure of it. I give you my word. What is he doing? This is so confusing. He's too close. And kissing my hand was absolutely unnecessary. Of course, it's very nice of him to tell me about the stone, but this isn't going to work. I've already made up my mind. How can I even think of leaving friends behind? He's my best friend. I feel comfortable around him, and besides, I'm no traitor. Alright, let's persistently refuse. I free my hand from his grasp, by force. It probably looks like I'm angry. Well, I am. Stop that! Don't be foolish. A partner isn't something you can just change like gloves. Huh? A partner is so much more than a friend or ally. A true partner is someone you can rely upon unconditionally, someone to whom you can entrust your life with. The success of my exam depends on him, and his on me. Friend smiles. Why does he look so pleased? You know, I would almost feel offended, but I'm fond of girls with attitude. I don't think I can win with this guy. You don't wish to be partners, I get it. But perhaps you'd like to go on a date with me. Does he even know how rejection works? Well, he is kind of a robot and a jerk, but I had hoped for your indulgence. Your words have torn a gaping hole in my heart, one only you can mend. It would be too cruel to refuse this little request with myself in such a state. Tomorrow, you, me, the lake behind the school. Any objections? I don't know what to think. His persistence is starting to scare me. Well, it's just pathetic. What? Isn't it pathetic that you continue with your lame passes even after she's already rejected you? Or are you too stupid to understand that? You're not welcome here. I see. Someone has already begun cooking a hairwolf before he's even caught one. I like how these animals' names are all like two different animals just squashed together. Don't think your situation will change in just one day. Trust me, friends, you're not that charming. Shut up. That's none of your business. Is that why you chose the Forest of the Wise Dew? Such a quiet, peaceful place where no one will disturb you. I said shut up. I haven't seen friends this angry in a long, long time. What do I do? Alright, we're just gonna ask Tap to stop, I guess. Tap, stop it, please. You started all of this, and Friend's just trying to help me here. You're being rude. Forgive me for displeasing you, Princess. I'm ready to make amends. Just tell me the time and place. She told you to quit it, you moron. Taft, did you forget we haven't even registered yet? See, Burain has short hair. I mean, it's not even to his shoulders. According to my calculations, now is the best time to do it, considering the sites that have already been taken. The professor will be free in a few minutes. Burain, Taft's partner, still looks tired of waiting for him. Who wouldn't be? He's my classmate. I might even call him a friend. He's always happy to discuss amulet crafting and other interesting things with me. Yes, it's short hair. Oh, are you talking about buzz cuts? Come on. That's short hair. Perhaps he's... I don't know what centimeters long. I don't know. Perhaps he's socially awkward and sometimes speaks in an odd manner, but I'd hardly call him boring. He's also the smartest student in the entire academy, and is always immersed in the study of magical artifacts, although quite frankly, he's obsessed with them. Given how different these two are, it's hard to believe that Burain is Taft's best friend. Perhaps opposites really do attract. What an awful day. Why does everyone always insist on intruding while I'm speaking to a lovely lady? Am I cursed by the god of jealousy again? Good morning, Insuke, friends. I suppose both of you are ready to endure the exam and successfully complete the challenge. Of course. Yes, the glasses guy usually 95% of the time is the smart one. And that you are both skilled enough to avoid detention, catching iridescent fireflies for the professor's owl. As far as I know, it causes the most displeasing emotional reactions. Not this time. Yeah, we've had enough of those fireflies. I could just imagine Insuke looking radiant beneath the flickering glow of the iridescent fireflies. Oh, come on, Taft. I suddenly remember that I have something for Burain, a stone he wanted to use in a new amulet. I should probably give it to him unless I inevitably forget again. However, maybe now isn't the best time to do it. There's only a little time left before the exam starts. We should remain focused on searching for artifacts, not making them. And who knows how the exam will turn out. No, I'm going to give it to him now, because this actually will get me onto Burain's route. By the way, Burain, I've got something for you. I open my bag and pull out the stone I promised to give Burain for his amulet. I have no doubt that... Wait, okay. I need to focus. My lips need to enunciate. Okay. I have no doubt that is it. Amant, my patience has... Now I can't fucking talk. My patience has finally been rewarded. Thank you for the perfect timing. I was planning on utilizing it during my exam. Using Amant on plans can bring about very interesting effects. Not to mention the opportunity to create a real... kind of disbands. There might be a little of that, depending on which ending we get. Amulet of Luck. Luck for exams? I didn't think you needed any. Why can you never understand me doing things just for fun? My intention is to investigate the results of merging the lucky amulet with the power of knowledge. Your idea of having fun is very different from that of normal people. If you need assistance, I volunteer. I wish to be the first to try on this amulet. I'm sure it will allow me so many opportunities. Since when have you felt lacking in fortune when it comes to individuals with the opposite sex? What does he mean by individuals with the opposite sex? Girls? Well, duh! Do you not wish to discover what a mixture of luck and charisma will lead to? I don't think the Academy is sturdy enough to survive that. It was built almost 350 years ago. Were the mages already building castles back then? And here I believed our ancestors lived beneath wooden huts at the time. Hey, Simon! Yeah, you get to come in on some steamy visual novel reading. So, this'll be fun. Well, that too, which I don't think most of these guys are opposed to it, especially not Taff. I suppose this means I failed as your history tutor. It must be difficult for both of you to communicate. Give him the stone already and let's go. I have no desire to keep watching this lame comedy sketch. Here, Burain, I hope it'll come in handy. Thank you. And then something strange happens. My hand with the Amant clenched in it, by some unknown force, is suddenly pulled to Burain's. What? Hey, Inske, I know you love stupid jokes, but you don't have to play along with those two. Your compassion won't save them from being pathetic. But I didn't. What? I suppose this is some sort of a side effect of the... That's strange. It looks like we're now... Burain pulls his hand away from mine, but my own follows as if it were attached by an invisible string. Oh, so this is how they're going to get them two together. Okay. I'm convinced that we are now... He holds my marionette hand away with his free arm, but it still attempts to move to his. For no reason at all. Now, it's useless. We try to resist the strange magnetic force that attracts our hands, but no matter what we do, they keep being drawn together. In the end, we can't even stand a few feet away from each other, not with the tension pulling us apart, and it's simply exhausting being unable to relax. Not to mention, being apart is almost painful. The most comfortable way to position ourselves is with both of our palms touching, the Amant between them. Franz tries to grab the Amant from my hand and receives a little magic shock to his forehead. His second attempt ends with a stronger shock, almost like a lightning bolt. I refuse to let him try it a third time. Yeah, well, this is... Well, how do you think she was gonna get with the nerdy guy with, like, when he doesn't even... Yeah, okay, it's... What do they call it? It's... It's contrived. But, you know, it's a visual novel. There's a lot of contrivances in the ends. What is this? I've never seen anything like it before, not even in the school lab. I feel like a horned squirrel lost in its maze, and I definitely didn't expect to ever see Burain this puzzled. I have an idea. Really? Yep. We only need to find Burain. He has an axe. I'm starting to question the intelligence of your idea. An axe, even if magical, cannot contend with the magic of electricity. Yes, literally gluing them together. I'm not talking about electrical magic. I'm talking about your arm. That's not funny. Jokes are for losers. I'm trying to solve a problem here. More like you're trying to be cruel. It's elementary. Have you figured out how to free us? This morning I experimented with liquid iron, and you have had that amount in your possession for some time now. Are you aware that the stone has magnetic properties? I believe that is the reason for the peculiar reaction. What interesting characteristics? Characteristics. Enunciate. I would like to better study its effects. I thought you were considering how to lift its interesting effects. Burain, I agree with you, my friend. The effect is indeed interesting and useful. I have a few ideas on how to use it in practice. Perhaps you will allow me to borrow the stone once its effect has faded. You're making me want to use Brown's axe on you. If we are ever freed. Don't say that. I don't want to spend the rest of my life unable to eat with a fork and knife. Is that all you care about? And nobody mentioned anything about it lasting forever. It is a shame that the purifying tree is so far away from us in the grove of legends. If it were closer, we could use its power to lift curses and side effects. That's right, the purifying tree. Wait, how did you come to this conclusion before I did? Are you really Taff? Don't judge yourself so harshly. Your mind is simply confused by the strange events that have taken place and the fact that you're holding the hand of a beautiful girl. Is this the first time you've held someone's hands? Congratulations. I don't appreciate how careless you are with my personal information. Still, technically speaking, we're not holding hands. No, I think they are holding hands. To be honest, I once experienced a personal tragedy that led me to the purifying tree, so its existence is impossible for me to forget. I owe it for saving my manhood. Okay, I have zero desire to know about the details of that story. I don't know if I agree with you there, Brain. I'm kind of curious. So, are we all going together? Together? What kind of a traveling circus do you think this is? Well, according to the rules of the exam, each team must include at least one master of artifacts and one battle mage. Considering each of our specialties, we'll all need to work together. I agree. I suppose the two combat mages will arrange a horned squirrel hunting competition to determine who occupies the highest position in the team's hierarchy. I'm surprised I got through that entire sentence without messing it up. Oh, there's some dicking around going on. Well, later. Shit. Okay, you were both right, but we cannot leave the masters of artifacts on their own. They'll immediately fall into trouble. When I left Burain for just a minute during our last exam, he was almost kidnapped by a wild bird. Welcome back! You didn't miss too much, just a few jokes. I was going to use one of my amulets, but my reaction speed is a little slower. Fair enough. Our last exam, when I left Inske alone for a few seconds, she was attacked by a flying raccoon. They're making fun of us, and here I thought these two could never get along. I'm supposed to... Alright. Stop making fun of me. Friends, you shouldn't divulge our team's secrets so easily. Really? You can actually view better on mobile data than DSL? That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't think that would... Well, whatever. And I lost my train of thought. Okay. That raccoon attacked me because I had fruit in my bag. And what is this? A competition for whose partner is clumsier? Clumsier. I suppose that isn't one of my more appealing traits. But it's true. Inske's clumsiness is much more attractive than Burain's gangly legs. Besides, he doesn't wear skinny pants or make cute little shrieks when he's about to fall. Though I just remembered a few humorous incidents. My biggest regret is never using a memory-erasing amulet on you. Unfortunately, they are illegal. Although it would be a pity to erase all of the knowledge I placed into your head. Don't take it too personally, Burain. You're still the most intelligent person I've ever known. Smart people don't have to be brave and strong, you know. I'm puzzled. I do not possess any information on how to react to your comment. Should I be happy? Should I be insulted? What about just expressing how you really feel? Frankly speaking, few people have ever asked me such a question. Anyhow, it's settled. We're all going on an adventure. Together. Taff doesn't look disappointed at all with the situation. He actually looks happy. The same can't be said about friends. His face looks like it does when he's forced to stay after class and change the bandages on Professor Aknarash's mummy collection. Or how he looks when he loses a bet and is forced to eat sour berries covered in mustard. A team of 4, like we're still in kindergarten. Don't worry, it'll be fun, I promise. 21 liters of internet. Yes, don't worry. I will do everything in my power to make our first double date exam together memorable. Double date. Okay, if it's a double date, two of the guys you're dating then. So I'm guessing friends and Burain. Be right back. I'm getting Brown's axe. Stop it! I agree. Violence is forbidden on Academy property. It would solve our little problem immediately and be less painful than spending the entire day together in this group. Having heard enough of the grumbling, I head to the professor's table. Burain has no choice but to follow. I almost forgot that we are connected now. Well, you don't have to. Visual novels are just stories, so I guess you just enjoy the show. When we explain what happened to Professor Acknerash, he laughed so hard that I wonder if he'd forgotten all of his mummy jokes. But alas, he did not. Wiping away his tears, he suggests turning one of us into a mummy so the other may keep it as a memento. Something tells me he's actually serious. He also calls Burain the most dangerous jerk in a group of hopeless idiots. The professor's way of thinking is always peculiar, but it doesn't look like he'll be helping us. Fortunately, he agrees to the idea of joining teams for the exam, only because we made him laugh. But because our team now has double the members, our exam objective has been amended to not only include locating the portal, but finding an additional artifact, which the professor doesn't describe or name. Maybe Brown's axe isn't such a bad idea. Well, even though we have added work, this can still be fun. Oh, it will, considering how many clowns are on the team. But perhaps 3 is too many. Hey, how am I now a clown? Let me think about that. You're going to delay our departure because you forgot our map in your room this morning. Am I wrong? Ah, the map. It's a good thing you reminded me of it. What would we have done without the map? Who knows? Oh, Burain. He's like, oh, Burain, I envy you. An axiom. Yeah, it does. You envy me? But we're not even in the middle of a writing test right now. Well, if Inske is going back to her room to retrieve the map, you're going with her. You'll get to see everything, her personal belongings, her bed, and her changing into battle attire in preparation for the Grove of Legends. But the stone already bestows good luck. I am so jealous. Who would have thought that I would ever be jealous of someone like Burain? Negative. Inske is staying in her school uniform. Don't be stupid. My school uniform isn't comfortable, and you'll be the first one to scold me if it gets dirty. I'm going with you then. Someone needs to keep an eye on the situation. Me too. I need to support Burain in his difficulties. And besides, I can be useful. I'm a pro at undressing girls. Do you have a death wish? You two are way overreacting. Oh yes, buy an SSD drive. That was the one thing I did for my computer that I absolutely do not regret. So, okay, so I'm just gonna be like, everything's fine. I'll be quick about it. Honestly, it'll be the easiest part of the day. But we're a team now. We need to get to know each other better. I'm willing to do anything that is needed to help. Thanks, but no thanks. You two are an even bigger headache than the Amant. We will have plenty of time to adapt to each other's presence, although I am afraid that the conversations may be devoid of substance. Oddly enough, I agree with you, Burain. There's no way we can possibly survive the joy of all of us working together. So much happiness at once. But this is only the beginning. I just want to get this thing over and done with. And don't avoid the subject, Inske. How are you planning on getting change with Burain standing right next to you? Stop worrying about it. I'll figure something out. I mean, it may not be easy, but we can stand apart for a short time, and Burain will have his back turned while I'm changing. If I'm prepared, I can be quick about it. Don't underestimate the ability of his glasses to reflect things, if the angle is right. Burain, if you value our friendship, you must tell me what color. What do you mean by that? I don't even know why I talk to you sometimes. The color of the curtains? You have just made me very desperate, my friend. Speaking of conversations being devoid of substance. Anyhow, we're wasting time. Come on, Burain. Let's go. We'll meet you guys in the schoolyard when we're done. Escape. Wait. I don't turn back. Taking Brain's hand into mine, I gingerly lead him to my room. There's no reason for me to yank the boy around. The predicament we're in isn't his fault. Actually, it kinda is. Interesting. We should be careful, my old friends. They seem to be getting along a little too well. Don't be so stupid. He's not interested in stuff like that, and she was never interested in such things either. I have known Burain for a long time now, and if he wants something, he will let nothing stand in his way to get it. I do not envy those who stand between him and his goal. He's yanking. He is pretty hilarious. Are you really that much of a coward? I thought better of you. I am no coward. I merely prefer to remain vigilant, and I am intelligent enough to know that one must not underestimate possible rivals, especially those who appear weak. So my advice to you is keep your eyes open and pray the balance of power does not shift in our little kingdom. So tell me, friends, are they white? Maybe silk and lace to match your gentle personality? You're definitely suicidal. Or perhaps pink with a cute pattern. You don't know, do you? And do not lie about not wanting to find out. Oh, jeez. So here I am, alone with Burain in my room. It's weird. I've never brought a boy here before. Friends doesn't count, of course. Your room is rather cozy. Are you sure my presence is not an inconvenience? It's fine, Burain. Don't worry about it. Make yourself at home, okay? I'm going to look for the map. Is that a handkerchief? The silk... Sorry, the silk... Because I know what this is. The silk cloth in the corner? Yes! What an unusual triangular shape for a handkerchief. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Us women don't just throw our underwear around our rooms. I hurry and hide my undies in the wardrobe. How did they end up on the floor? I hope friends didn't notice them this morning. You know, I think I forgot where I put that map. Yes, really. The map is also an artifact. I suggest you using a search or amulet to locate it. Burain, you're a genius. I thought you, along with everyone else in the academy, already possessed this knowledge. Yeah, but I always forget to use magic for normal outside of class stuff. Was I being rude in pointing that out? I apologize. Oh no, it's fine. Friends is usually a lot less tactful with me. I suppose my political it's not even in the sentence. My politeness compensates for the fact that I'm not very good at communicating with other people, nor interacting with someone for as long as we have today. For as long? It's only been like a half hour. Don't you spend a lot of time with Taff? He's the most talkative person I know. Taff is different. He doesn't even need me to listen to him to talk. I usually calculate formulas in my head during our conversations with him. Taff's monologues don't distract me at all. That's not very polite, although I guess it may be difficult communicating with someone like Taff, especially for Burain, who isn't exactly the best conversationalist in the world. I must add that it feels vacuous without Taff's chatter in the background, and it's very unusual for me to spend time with anyone else. You're uncomfortable with my company? Am I too talkative? No, you're interpreting my words incorrectly. Sorry, it's just that I feel strange about all of this too. I suppose you have a reason to feel awkward. Our chat is becoming more and more odd, so I decide to change the subject to her by hurrying to find the map. I use my searcher, and it takes all of 10 seconds to point me in the right direction. Oh, right. It's on my bed. I was going to look it over before bed last night, but I fell asleep. This should be an educational moment. Using magic in your daily life will spare you time, and is no less beneficial than using it while traveling or in battle. You're so right, Burain, but we have another problem. You see, I sleep on the top bunk, and I need to climb up. We have no other option, I suppose. Unfortunately, the map is stuck in the crack between the wall and my bed, and it's impossible to reach without getting on it. Yeah, you would think she's sharing the room, but I think she has her own room, so I'm not 100% sure. So I climb up the ladder, Burain following close behind. Being constantly pulled toward each other while trying to wrangle with this ladder isn't the easiest task ever. Burain, as if reading my thoughts, sighs in frustration, but I am eventually able to grab hold of the map. We are now faced with a second problem. We need to descend. Give me the map before you climb down. You need both hands free to avoid any difficulties. You know where this is leading to, right, guys? Yeah, you're right here. Wait! Be careful! I lose my balance and realize that I'm going to fall right onto Burain. No, this isn't friend. Blech. No, this isn't friends. He can't pull me from danger with a swift, strong hand. Burain won't survive this. Then I realize that I've already landed. Of course. Well, more like I've landed on top of Burain, who is now splayed out on the floor. Poor guy, and yet he managed to catch me. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. It's fine, I suppose. He has so many freckles I never noticed before. And that wait, okay. I'm getting all screwed up. You guys, what is wrong with me today? And his eyes are so big. Good thing I didn't break his glasses and that he's not hurt. Well, I could, driving in traffic is a good enough reason to summon Greater Fireball. Oh, jeez. I'm more worried about if you are okay. I'm okay. It's only when we begin pulling ourselves up that I realize how tightly he's holding on to me, how attentive he is in helping me regain my balance. He's much stronger than he appears. Falling is one of my greatest talents, you see. I've been an expert at it since I was a baby. That was an atypical situation for me, but I didn't mind it. It's not that big. I still feel a little uncomfortable about what happened. What should I say? We're gonna complain about my clumsiness. I noticed in this game that you actually have to not actively work towards these guys to actually get on their good routes. So, again, I'm sorry for endangering your life, Brain. I'm just so used to friends always being around to catch me. He's a really strong guy, you know. Hopefully next time I'll end up landing on someone a little stronger. Oh man. What exactly makes you think you should avoid landing on someone like me? Well, maybe because it's rude. Well, you're so thin and fragile, I'm surprised you survived it at all. You don't look like a man who's strong enough to handle a blundering mess like myself, I guess. You don't... Is she really that oblivious? Come on. I suppose Taft's advice to pad my shoulders wasn't as ridiculous as I thought. But what worries me is, we're still in school and yet we've already faced difficulties due to this predicament we're in. No, see, you have to understand, when you're writing a Mary Sue, you can give them the clumsiness character trait to make them seem like they're really not a Mary Sue, but they're still Mary Sues, so. I worry about how much harder it will be out in the grove. Dangerous terrain can make things even more unpredictable and treacherous for us. We'll be fine. We'll have friends in Taft with us. You know, I'm glad I ended up getting tied to you rather than someone else. Please, be more precise. I need clarification. You're kind and smart and caring, and I enjoy your company. If it were anyone else with me in the situation, it wouldn't be the same. I'm sure we'll do just fine. I agree. Alright, so we're finally getting moving, hopefully. Okay, we're ready, shall we? Hold on, did you really think I wouldn't notice that you both changed? Are you still harping about that? You stood back to back, and there was no peeping or any funny stuff, right? Cat, don't jump up and scare me like that. I suppose we shouldn't waste our time on useless conversation. Are you trying to avoid the question? The truth is, I believe it is time for us to depart. We have an exam to complete. There is no time for our little dream team to continue quarreling. We have our healer, tank, shielded support, and, of course, this magnificent warrior who excels equally at both short and long-range battle. A tank? I hope that's you. We could use you for wolver bait. That's rather wasteful of you, and not very nice. Speaking of which, you remind me of something. Brain, if anything happens out there, you need to protect Insuke. I'm always ready, but it's best to have several layers of protection going in. Roger that. And if anything happens to her, I'll feed you to a Barilla myself. Wait, why should I agree to such terms? There is no need to worry, my friends. I am here, which means Inskay is safe. Inskay, if you need anything at all, just call. I'm here to rescue you from wild beasts' incessant grumbling and the tedious dissertations on the different species of magical trees. Rescue her? That's assuming you're not too busy admiring your own reflection in the river. So then you do admit I'm beautiful. Don't twist my words. I'm not excited about listening to their inane conversations all day long. At least it'll keep them busy while we search for the artifacts. We have a lot of work to do, but I know we can handle it. Because we have two of the strongest battle mages. Friends and Taff are the best battle mages in the entire school, right? Babe, I'm flattered, really. Please, go on. Brown nose. Your method of motivation is interesting, although I am unsure it will be sufficient in this case. Don't let your lack of experience fool you, Burain. There's always a demand for strong men. Searching for artifacts also demands knowledge of the local fauna, exploration of the terrain, the casting of protective wards. So you're still referring to the exam. But it seems your skills will suffice for such mundane tasks. And your level of arrogance has finally reached the celestial firmament above. Why, thank you, Burain. It's not often I receive such generous compliments. Well, just wait to. Well, you don't get to see any shirts taken off in Burain's route, but you might change your mind about that if you saw the other routes. Funny or not, there is a bond between these two. I can't say I understand the nature of it, though. Heavens, let's just go already and get this over with. You're right. To the Grove of Legends we go. Okay. Whatever happens here in the Grove of Legends, at least it's a beautiful day. And I won't let my companion's dismal mood spoil it, nor let the fact that I'm bound to Burain by the Amant bring me down. After a half hour of struggling against this magnetic effect, Burain and I decide to save our energy and hold hands. It's more comfortable this way, despite a bit of embarrassment. His palm is warm and soft, and his finger is almost as thin and fragile as mine. I must admit, your map has some pretty amazing properties. I have no idea where it's leading us, but it's a real treasure trove of knowledge. So functional and convenient, if one spends the time needed to learn how to read it. Special indicators, alarm lights, color coding, I've never seen anything quite like it. It's hard to believe that everything around us may be dangerous. I like it here, such a peaceful place. Yeah, peaceful. And then bam, you're eaten by a monster. Why are you always like that? You're always ruining the mood. Then leave me back at school next time. I will. You should change your approach, my old friends. That method of drawing her attention is a bit outdated. Aren't you the only one drawing anyone's attention here? You're always so annoyed. Wait, is it because those two are holding hands? Huh? What? Just look at them, their fingers entwined, the way Burain brushes so close against your side. They're holding hands as only two lovers would. That is so stupid. We're only holding hands like this because it's hard to walk otherwise. We're not lovers. I'm jealous anyway. What about you, friends? Your silence can mean only one thing. You're feeling lonely. Would you like to take my hand? I am sure it will cheer you up. Go to the astral. I need to change the subject and fast before these two hotheads start fighting. Does anybody know why this place is called the Grove of Legends? I assume it received its name from the students who came here to tell ghost stories over magic campfires. It isn't that difficult to sneak out after curfew, and besides, doing so is a good way of getting closer to pretty faces. If you ask me. Wrong. It was named in honor of the fallen battle mages. You should know this. History of battle is among your subjects. No one wanting to become a battle mage pays any attention to boring history. Each area of this grove holds a relic in remembrance of a particular mage who had improved our world in some way. And the tree we're looking for holds a soul shard that once belonged to the strongest battle mage in all of history, according to legend, of course. Sounds boring. But perhaps your version is true. Perhaps my version contains much more truth than yours. Wow, you know so much, Burain. Everyone knows knows the Grove's history in Skay, except for you and this ferret-nosed imbecile. Hey, babe, tell me, what is a hero to you? Do you have any preferences? I'm interested in hearing what kind of men you admire. Seriously, I think Friends is gonna have a heart attack here soon. A hero? Um, we're gonna go with the strong person. A hero is usually strong and brave, right? No wonder legends are written about those who possess the traits. I believe that is a very typical view of heroes. However, is it not possible that someone who is not very strong or brave can also be known as a hero? Everything Hinsuke knows about heroes comes from her stupid fairy tales. God, he's a dick. Hey! But yes, great feats of heroism require strength and bravery. How can you call anyone a hero otherwise? But statistically, there has to be exceptions. Do not be so naive, my friend. A true hero should be strong and brave, and it wouldn't hurt if he were also handsome. Otherwise, why even create legends about him in the first place? You have some strange ideas of what makes a hero. Your version sounds like something out of a romance novel. It is common. It is common theory that beautiful men like myself make the best heroes. That theory lacks credible proof, and you lack a sense of humor, and you lack originality. That could be said of you both. Hey, hey, stop fighting, will you? Although not all of us are enjoying the present company, I'm having a lot of fun traveling with these guys and discovering how nice it is to hold someone else's hand. Hmm, beautiful. Let us break for lunch. But our time is limited. Need I remind you that we haven't found any artifacts yet? You're right, but our searchers indicate that one of the two artifacts is somewhere nearby. Weird. Is it me or is Burain a little tense after all that hero talk? Maybe Friends and Taff had tired him out. In any case, we find a nice place to settle down and begin opening our magic lunch boxes. It isn't long before the meadow is filled with tasty aromas. Taff looks rather relaxed, while Friends anxiously keeps an eye on the area around us, not even trying to hide his grumpiness. Burain and I are having a bit of trouble opening our boxes one-handed, but decide to help each other out to speed up the process. Sharing lunch in such a beautiful place, with good company, is this not the best exam one could ever have? Not particularly. It isn't your presence that I am enjoying so much. I'm talking about Insuke. This is our first picnic in the woods. I am technically part of this picnic too. And by the way, Insuke, you can eat with your left hand. Well, you can eat with your left hand? Of course, we can let go of each other's hands for a short while, at least before the magnetic attraction becomes too strong and forces them back. Try not to drop any of your sandwich on your clothes, will you? Your weekly stipend isn't enough to cover that hefty laundry bill of yours. Nor is mine. Already predicting disaster, aren't you? It's so easy to do, having known you going on 19 years now. It's just a sandwich, and your surly attitude won't spoil my appetite, because well, mid-sentence, I reach toward my sandwich and grab it with my left hand, and at that very same moment, unaware of my own movements, Burain jerks his right hand in the opposite direction. And the treacherous sandwich slips out of my fingers and tumbles down into my lunchbox. Thank heavens I caught it. That would have been too embarrassing if it had ended up on my clothes like Friends predicted. Burain's hand! Told you. Oh, what charming clumsiness. You should have warned me, Insuke. Our situation demands teamwork. I can handle this fine. Really, you guys don't have to worry so much. Hey, is that salad in your lunchbox? What a ridiculous way to change the subject. Yes, this is vegetable salad. Did you ask because you wanted to try some? No, it's not like I'm trying to be polite. I'm just experiencing a strange desire to share with you. Perhaps it was influenced by watching your sandwich fall earlier. But I prepared it myself. I followed the author's recipe precisely, measuring every ingredient in perfect accordance with the original formula. Here, open your mouth and say, ah. What? Taking advantage of my confusion, he quickly tucks a forkful of the vegetable salad into my mouth. And it tastes amazing. Thanks. Your reaction. It's causing a very strange sensation in my body. It seems the level of my endorphins has elevated. I am enjoying it. Hey, what is this? Playing house in the middle of the woods? How quaint. Should I be jealous? All I did was assist Inske in eating, since her hand is bound to mine. Besides, my salad is much healthier sustenance than sandwiches. And Burain does it again, gingerly plopping another forkful of salad into my mouth. But it's really tasty, so I don't mind. I must admit, I have no dignity when it comes to food. It's all very sweet of him. Friends makes me food too, but he always acts like it's a huge burden for him. Thank you, your cooking is delicious. I suppose I could call it one of my hobbies. It reminds me of alchemy, to be honest. If I wasn't so interested in artifacts, I'd most definitely dedicate my life to inventing a potion of youth. I hope I'm not being a baby with your salad. I don't think so, but the added vitamins will strengthen your health for sure. I look away for 1 second, and Burain's already scoring points. But put that fork away and stop feeding her. And you, stop letting Burain feed you. It's creepy. But it's really delicious. Using food as bait. Burain, you sly dog. I never tried that method before. How cunning. I did not realize your arsenal contained anything so effective. You continue to surprise me. Burain does seem a little bit strange. Yes, I've learned a lot about him today, but he's still like a closed book to me. I really like his salad, though. Is there really anything wrong with taking advantage of someone's generosity? It's honestly nice to actually feel cared for every once in a while. He does look at Inske, I told you, stop eating from his fork. I turn to friends, ready to give him a piece of my mind when my leg catches on something. What the? On your left. I turn my head and see a globe made of pure electricity flying directly towards me. It grows in size as it nears. If I can't dodge it in time, I'll definitely get electrocuted. To death! Inske! Friends jumps in my direction, but is too far to reach me. Burain suddenly thrusts his hand to the side, using the Iman's magnetism to pull me behind him. At the very same moment, he raises his left hand, which holds a protection amulet that radiates scarlet around us. Their necks are not that long. Forming a protective barrier, the shield grows so thick that I can barely see anything through it, except for a brief glimpse of Taft's magic bow and friends crouched in defensive position, ready to deflect the attack. Thud. After a powerful impact shakes the barrier, a few small splashes of magic hit its surface, sizzle and fade, and then silence. Burain sighs. For a moment there, I was sure that was the end. You saved me. You were so fast and confident. Nonsense. It was all the Amant. But the way he moved. Is this really Burain? I've never seen him like that before. Inske, you alive? I'm good. Thank you all for protecting me. Astral, I was too far from you. We barely had any time. What matters is that we're all okay. What was that flying ball? Poacher's trap. Powerful enough to kill a Barilla. Luckily, we reacted in time. Not luck, but skill. My arrow slowed it down, friends burst it apart with a magical blow, all the while Burain shielded Inske beneath a protective barrier. We make a good team. I enjoyed saving you, babe. In moments like these, I feel completely useless. More importantly, nice reflexes, Burain, for a master of artifacts, that is. And your magic looked unexpectedly powerful. An adrenaline rush usually makes things look brighter and sharper than they really are. You surpassed your normal skills today. I'm impressed. It was the adrenaline. Don't be so modest. They're both right. Even Friends admits you were awesome. The next thing you know, snow will start falling from the summer sky. I was merely commenting. I didn't praise anyone. Yes, you did. Rand looks pretty satisfied with himself despite his usual modesty. I think he liked playing the hero. What he did, shielding me with his own body, was really cool and brave. Burain? Thank you. He smiles, flattered by my gratitude. I think I'm starting to understand him. After that excitement, we pack up and continue on. It's already past noon, and we're not even halfway through the grove. Thanks to Friends' map, we eventually find the purifying tree. This is it. They say the soul of history's bravest hero lies hidden beneath its roots. Well, thank heavens we finally found it. At least one of our objectives will be complete before dusk. Let us start then. Perhaps Burain will show us how another of his mysterious artifacts work. Objection. Your presence will disrupt the ritual. You're both too distracting. I must ask you both to vacate the area until we are finished. I'm not distracting. I'm our partner. Besides, splitting up is dangerous. I agree. I mean, about you two leaving. Promise not to kill each other while we. Inske, don't you understand? You'll be here alone. With him. Don't worry, this place doesn't look dangerous. We should be safe. I know what you're thinking, my old friends. Burain was in Inske's room today, half dressed. Perhaps we've been underestimating him all this time. I suppose you're both still inclined to only think about yourselves. Is splitting up really that important? I'm worried about Inske. Um, Remind him that you can handle yourself. I've already told you I'll be fine. I can defend myself if I need to. But, and Burain too, if it comes to it. What a braggart. Babe, that was so cool. I adore brave girls. I enjoy saving damsels in distress, but sultry temperaments are also very attractive. This guy has no off button, does he? My artifacts are much more than your standard healing amulets, you know. How convincing. Remind me again, where was this brave heroine yesterday when you almost fainted because you saw a rat mole? But it had a creepy snout. Anyway, I trust you with Burain's protection. He's safe with you. That doesn't exactly make me feel good. Okay, fine. We'll be nearby. If something happens, yell. And don't trip over the roots. He needs an off button. He's on all the time. You too. And don't kill each other before the end of the ritual. I can't promise that. Friends and Taft disappear into the thicket. Only when Burain is sure they're completely out of sight does he sigh in relief. You lied, didn't you? Their presence wouldn't have changed anything with the ritual. Correct, but it's been a long day. I need silence. I can relate. In fact, I have no doubt that everything will be fine. I'm sure you could perform the ritual perfectly well, even with a noisy crowd around you. You always seem so focused. Hi, Kaseya. Looks like you're popping in at a good time when it starts getting interesting. Um, the real fact is that I simply enjoy the process of acquiring new knowledge, and I try to focus on what I like. But because of this, I'm often referred to as a nerd. I don't think you are. You know, it's awesome being really into something. Thank you. There's nothing to thank me for, but I don't think it'd hurt if you made some time to talk to people. It might even make your school life more interesting. Is that taking a simulator? That's only Taff. I like studying too, but my life would be so much more boring if I didn't have my friends around me. If I never began talking to you, if friends wasn't here with me, even Taff. If friends wasn't here. Inske, may I ask a question about friends? You two, how long have you been together? Why do you ask? I'm just curious. You know me, I'm curious about a lot of things. I don't remember which one I have to. No, there are no hamsters. I kind of missed that. All right, I'm actually going to save here because I can't remember which is the right one I have to do. So I think it's friends is important to me. Friends is a very important person in my life. He's strong and brave and, well, actually kind and caring beneath all of the grumpiness. I'm not sure I would have survived this long without him. He's so reliable and he can solve any problem. Well, except for the magic that binds us together. But I guess it can sometimes be difficult always having to be that reliable, caring, and everything else all the time. Do you really want me to have to speed through all? You don't want to have to watch me speed through all this stuff just so we can do it right. But it's possible. I see. Anyhow, let's flip the spell already. I'm beginning to worry about those two. You're right, let's do this. Burain pulls out another amulet. Is he carrying his entire collection with him? And holds it between his middle and index fingers. After which, he places the amulet over our joined hands, the relic burning bright with pure white magic. Shit. Okay. This is the wrong ending. The magic of the purifying tree begins to coalesce around our hands and disappears into them in a wave of unusual warmth. Done. My hand is free again. I pull it away from Burain's and wiggle my fingers. The ritual worked. Yay, we did it! Burain, you're a genius. The ritual wasn't very difficult. The tree performed the brunt of the work. Don't be so modest. I'm glad we're back to normal again, and we can continue our journey through the glade now. Yes, and we no longer feel any discomfort. Are you saying you didn't like holding hands with me? Oh, I'm glad that you bought it because it is a great game. I was seeing people putting screenshots of it in the activity feed, and I was like, man, it makes me want to play it again. Um, okay, so are you saying you didn't like holding hands with me? I didn't say that, but we are both more effective when using our hands independently. True. The guys are probably worrying about us. Let's go. The rest of the day went smoothly. We walked the whole length of the grove searching for the artifacts and avoiding trouble. Although friends and Taff were determined to compete with each other in how many forest animals they could hunt. Um, Friends often grumbled about Taff being too noisy and Burain being a nuisance, but I know deep down he had fun working together with everyone. Deep, deep down. And we safely found both artifacts and returned to the academy in time to complete the exam. I don't think Aknarash was very happy that we all returned in one piece, though. I returned to my room, took a shower, ate a piece of cake, and finally reunited with my comfy bed. The day was awesome, but I have this strong feeling that I didn't do something. It's strange. Nothing went wrong, but did I miss something? Could something important have gone unnoticed? Ending number one, something missing. See, I told you. I didn't even get the kiss. Okay. All right, let's load. Actually, let's load here. Uh no, that's not right. Sorry. I don't want to have to speed through all this real quick. All right, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I know. Oh, yeah. Let's do the friends is like a brother to me. He's like a brother to me. A brother, but as far as I know, you're not relatives. What do you mean by that? Our mothers are friends, so we like grew up together. He's always watched over me. I guess it became a habit over the years, and I've also gotten used to it. Hopefully that won't be a problem in the future, though. I see. Anyhow, let's flip the spell already. I'm beginning to worry about those two. You're right. Let's do this. All right. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to do a. All right, I'm gonna have to speed through real fast. So I'm actually gonna pull up the guide and do this so that we don't waste time because I want to finish this. Um, it's probably gonna be like a few minutes to speed through. So just give me a second here, guys. Okay, so I don't want task route. Okay, so we got to go back to the beginning. I'm not going to read through it. I'm just going to do the skip thing. So, no, skip. So we got to do all this. So I'm supposed to ignore him, which I thought I did that. And then, oh yeah, you know what? Honestly, 90% of the time I play with the guide. The first time I'll go through with most of them without one just to see what I would get my first run through, and then I use a guide for the rest. Not at all. Just because I want to read the story and I don't want to be fussed around having to figure it out. So stay with friends. And this game actually, I was surprised at how some of the routes are actually hard to get good endings on it. Okay, I'm supposed to deny his proposition politely. Okay. Calm friends down. Yeah, I already see where I made a couple of mistakes there. Okay, so I have to give him the stone. This only takes a couple of minutes, thankfully. Yeah, I'm reading real fast. Stop making fun of me. See, I know I did a lot of these right. Burain is a decent person. I guess I didn't do that one right. Alright, well, we're just gonna skip back to this anyway. Okay, so... Really? You ended up with Sonnet? Hi! I think this is the first time I've seen you pop in, Dardunan. I hope I said your name right. Um, I think we have the two strongest battle mages. That's what I'm supposed to do. We're just skipping through so I can get a good ending here because I got the bad ending. So if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I need a strong person and remind him that. Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna do full skipping right here. Yeah, it's kind of a speed run. Okay. So I think we got this here. All right. Okay, so friends is important to me. Okay. All right, I'll start from here. So, Friends is a very important person in my life. He's strong and brave and, well, actually kind and caring, beneath all of the grumpiness. I'm not sure I would have survived this long without him. He's so reliable and he can solve any problem. Well, except for the magic that binds us together. But I guess it can sometimes be difficult always having to be that reliable, caring, and everything else all the time. But it's possible. I see. Anyhow, let's lift this ball already. I'm beginning to worry about those two. You're right, let's do this. Burain pulls out another amulet. Is he carrying his entire collection with him? And holds it between his middle and index fingers. After which he places the amulet over our joined hands, the relic burning bright with pure white magic. This is unexpected. Can it be that it's not working? I suppose the purifying tree's magic isn't enough. We need something else. We'll have to spend some more time with our hands like this, I'm afraid. Some more time? This is bad news. Are you sure? I'm tired of being unable to move properly. I still have my left arm to use my artifacts properly. That should be enough. To, to protect both of us. If something happens, I mean. I will do everything within my power. Okay, from now on, I'm counting on your protection, Brain. Really? Should I perceive that as the truth? Why would I lie about that? I do not doubt your sincerity. You are... Can you hear that? Now that he mentions it, yes, there's a rustling sound coming from the thicket off to the side of us, almost as if something heavy is quickly approaching. Maybe Friends and Taff are tired of waiting and are coming back early. They both have little patience. True, however, neither of them are that heavy, and that thing sounds really heavy. What does he mean? I continue focusing on the sound that's caught his attention. And while I'm listening, a shadow falls over me. A very big shadow. It's a Barilla, isn't it? The old Ripper to be exact, the alpha beast of the grove. I'm frozen with fear. I can feel it in my bones. The huge, hungry Barilla is hanging right above us. A dire bear? You're playing too much D&D, aren't you? For some for some unknown reason, the beast hasn't attacked yet. But if he's here and not in his den, that can only mean one thing. He's hungry. It seems he's caught our scent and likes it. So far, the old Ripper has only sniffed at us, his dinner, but... Arg! He sees us. Run! Too scared to stand here any longer, I dash forward, dragging Burain behind me. This decision is illogical. Barillas are fast, over 50 miles an hour, even faster than flying raccoons. Canadian reference. How can you be sure we'll be able to escape? The trees, they're close together. We can slip between them and hide. The old Ripper seems to destroy every tree that separates us from becoming his dinner. Does he not even respect his own home? Burain looks terribly confused. He has no idea what to do. Is this how he acts while in shock? We don't have time for this. We're being chased by a metric ton of living weight that's armed with fangs and claws, and yet us two masters of artifacts can barely escape the grasp of the master of the grove. Stop. We're masters of artifacts. Do you have any amulets that create a protection field? Yes, but they're not very strong. Bind it. Okay. Friends isn't around, and for some reason I feel the responsibility for saving both of us has fallen on my shoulders. I used to think I'd be deadly afraid in a situation like this, but I feel so sure about myself. No, he can't say anything simply. He's the, geek, the nerd. I thrust the hand into my bag and scrounge around for anything that might be useful. My searcher, not very original, but it just might work. Are you going to search for bear traps? This might not be a good time for that. We passed the stream somewhere nearby. I remember it. Activate your shield before we dive in. What do you mean by dive in? Within a few minutes, the searcher leads us directly to the river. Awesome. Are we really going to do something so reckless? What if there are demon fish? Activate the shield! I'm not convinced. There's no other option. According to my plan, the ravenous beast would speed past us while we hid beneath Burain's protective barrier. The water should conceal our smell, and the river's current obscure us from its predatory eyes. The Barilla would then lose our scent and wander off. It may not be the best idea ever, but it's better than sitting here doing nothing, like Burain. Although I can't blame him for it. Like me, he's a master of artifacts, but unlike me, he's never had friends to learn from. Ready? I don't think on 3. 1, 2, huh? I know my plan isn't perfect still. I had hoped it would work, but the Barilla jumped at us a little sooner than I had expected. I don't think it's Australia. I don't even think this is Earth. Heavens! Burain manages to activate his protection amulet in time, which forces the beast paw outside of the barrier. However, just before, one of his claws had become snagged on my clothing and... Ah! I'm now being dragged towards the old Ripper. He's so strong. I can hardly fight against him as I frantically grasp at everything I can. But he continues to pull me closer and closer, and it seems Burain's protective barrier is only angering him even more. Hearing me cry out, Burain tries using the Amon to pull me away from the Barilla's clutches, but it's useless. We simply cannot free my tunic from its claws. I don't want to die. My instincts kick in, and I finally do what I always do when I'm in trouble. Friends! And time freezes. Grrr. Let us go! Arrgh! I said paws off! Burain pulls me by the arm and somehow frees me from the old Ripper's clutch, leaving a shred of my tunic behind. He then steps before me, raises his left hand, and the amulet which he holds bursts into flame, engulfing the entire stone in fingers of searing heat. All of Burain's concentration and confidence now floods through the artifact. Caught by surprise for a moment, the Barilla is stunned by the spectacle. Long enough for Burain to smash his flaming fist right into the predator's paw. The sound is horrendous, like every bone in its appendage has broken at once. Burain's amulet can inflict damage, but that's battle magic. The beast howls out in pain, but Burain isn't finished. He grabs the Barilla's now flaming paw and wrenches it down to the ground. Losing its balance, the beast falls forward. Burain then releases its paw and slams his fist into its head with tremendous force, leaving burnt fur in its wake. Ha! And then he punches again, and again, and again. Where is his strength coming from? The smell of burnt fur fills the air, making me nauseous. Burain's amulet is now a raging inferno, but the old Ripper hasn't given up yet. He roars and... Inske, hold your breath. The last thing I remember is feeling a blunt force hit my chest, and then water surrounding me. Well, yeah, pretty much. You gotta punch a bear, and then nothing. How long have I been wandering through this darkness? Inske. No, I don't want to. I like it here. Inske. I don't want to go back. It's warm and calm here and safe. What is this gentle sensation softly touching my lips? Wait, someone's kissing me. Inske, wake up. Oh boy, there you go, Gabby. Ah, you're alive. Burain? He looks so different without his glasses. And so close. What are you? I think I took too much upon myself. What were you? I tried to, perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It appears it was unnecessary, but you wouldn't come to your senses, and I panicked. I hope you don't think it was sexual assault. Come on. What? I look at him, not knowing what to say. Then I notice how close Burain is to me, much closer than what I'm used to. It's a little embarrassing. And Burain notices it too. Isn't that 7 inches shorter? Oh, I'm sorry. I suppose I'm violating your personal space. He puts his glasses back on and returns to the Burain I've always known. So, cardiopulmonary resuscitation? Wasn't it your plan to jump into the stream? Could you have lost some of your memories? What do you remember? Barilla. Where is he? Why aren't we wet? I have an amulet that can warm and dry clothing within a few seconds, but you shouldn't use it on your hair if you don't want to burn it off, that is. It's very useful for travel, especially considering Taft's tendency for dragging me into trouble. Just wait. Amulet, Barilla, water. Am I forgetting something? Wait, you know battle magic? That's how you defeated the old Ripper. Battle amulets are very popular these days. Naturally, I decided to study them and craft one for myself. I'm calling bullshit. He's hiding something. I made an improvement to my old campfire amulet. As you saw, the fire magic has been amplified. All I need to do is control it. But the way you fought the old Ripper, it looked so natural, as if you'd been doing it for years, like a battle mage. You're not a battle mage either, yet you formulated an escape plan and didn't lose your head when it was difficult for me to make decisions. Sure, I figured out how to defeat the old Ripper after I came out of my shack, but that wouldn't have happened if you didn't take the initiative and forced us to run. Ha! Friends would be proud of me. Friends. There's something strange in the way Burain is now looking at me, and then he leans forward. Where is this coming from? Before I can react, he reaches for my face. Hesitating for but a second, he then tucks a strand of my hair behind my ear. He does it so gently that I almost don't feel it at all. What is he doing? Is this still Burain? What are you doing? He recoils as if suddenly jolting awake and restores the appropriate distance between us. I'm so sorry. I had no intentions of violating your personal space. I've crossed the line again, haven't I? The moment passes and he's normal Burain once again. But is he really? Inske! She's alive! I'm alive too, in case you were worrying. Good. Good, because I'm going to kick both of your asses now. What in the actual took you so long? Why are you way over here and not near the purifying tree where we left you? Why didn't you respond when we called? That's a crappy way of saying you're horrible companions. We saw a Barilla on our way here. It looked scared half to death and was pretty well beat up, not to mention half of its fur was scorched off. Did you two come across it? We were really worried when you disappeared. Friends almost wept, like an abandoned babe. I did not. How is it that you two battle mages allowed a Barilla to reach us? We were counting on your protection, you know. Don't tell me you were fighting again. Or competing over who could catch the most horned squirrels. You were. That's what you were really doing, isn't it? In any case, it is fortunate that you are both well and alive and tougher than you appear. However, it seems you are still bound by that silly stone. What? You still haven't gotten rid of it? Do not say you two are not enjoying it. I can see otherwise. The thing is, the old Ripper found us at the purifying tree, and we fled. But he followed. I knew I shouldn't have left Inske alone. She did well. It was her idea to hide in the stream, protected by my magic barrier. Sounds risky. I'm surprised it ended well. I agree. But we were lucky that the old Ripper stepped into a poacher's trap, and it held him off. What? But there wasn't a bear trap. Why is he lying? Before I can object, Burain squeezes my fingers. He doesn't want to tell the truth, but why lie to the guys about the Barilla? No, it does not mean that the squirrels are always horny. Oh my god. The Barilla disrupted the ritual, and so we were unable to finish. Another lie. What is going on here? Why is he making me complicit in his crime? Maybe he doesn't want to admit how he freaked out and froze, but he managed to defeat the beast in the end. I don't like this, but all I can do is stand here and watch. But there's good news. Look what I found in the stream. And he pulls a giant seashell out of his bag. This seashell is somehow magical. I believe all of you can sense its magical power. Maybe it'll do as an artifact. I'm sure Aknarash would have preferred we bring him that Barilla's severed head, but this will have to suffice. Yes, this is great. I don't even think I could have found anything better myself. Burain cannot be stopped today. Good job, my friend. We continue our way back to the purification tree, taking advantage of the fact that Friends and Taff are bickering again. I turn to Burain. He looks way too calm for someone who would just lie to his friends like that. Are you going to explain to me what's going on with you? Is it necessary? Are you kidding me? Of course it is. I deserve to know after everything we've just been through. Then you should consider whether the truth really matters. Why did you lie to the guys? Because it's none of their business. After barking back at me, he pulls out his map and begins studying the area. It's apparent he doesn't want to continue this argument, so I retreat. How are you feeling? You look pale. I'm so immersed in my thoughts that I don't even realize that Friends has approached me. He looks worried. I've never kept any secrets from him before, especially in situations where I've been hurt. He knows I'm upset, which makes it even more difficult to lie about it, but the secret isn't mine. I'm fine, just a little shaken and tired. I'll be back to normal soon. I worry about you, babe. I won't leave you again, promise. Don't listen to him. After everything that's happened today, I'm not letting you become dinner. I won't leave your side again. I look at Burain and understand. If I want to learn what's going on with him, Friends and Taff have to leave. I need to make a decision. Okay, they have to leave because if they stay, it's another bad ending. I know that. So I need to know why Burain lied, but I can't do that if Friends and Taff are here with us. We'll be fine this time. Lightning doesn't strike twice. Says the girl who steps on the same rake all the time. Come on, the Barilla was scared off. We'll be fine now. So much courage for such a fragile girl. Will I ever stop falling in love with you? God, shut up, Taff. Okay. Inske is right. I'm going to protect the area with a special ward. You shouldn't return until we finish the ritual. Unless you want to be turned into moss, of course. Neither of them like hearing that. But we managed to persuade them to leave. Friends shoots me a dissatisfied look before following Taff. I'll have to apologize to him later. And now I need to know the truth. Burain covers us with his protection barrier, takes a stone from his bag, then makes a few simple gestures near the tree. And our magnetic bond severs. That's it? But didn't the previous attempt take longer? The immense magical effect gradually weakened on its own. In addition, our immersion in the stream also helped lessen the effect. This grove possesses its own powers, and these powers influence literally everything here. You're hiding something. You're wearing the same expression you did when you lied about the Barilla. We're partners, Brain. We should be trusting each other, not keeping secrets. And how can I trust someone who's hiding things from me? What's more, I thought we were friends. I thought I was beginning to understand you, and now you're pulling this nonsense, and I just can't figure it out. Making me your partner in crime. You're right. I could have easily lifted the month's influence from the very beginning. Actually, I just didn't want to. What? I suppose it's something I can't explain logically. Such irrational behavior is peculiar for me. It makes no sense, but the root of the problem is that we constantly held hands. And while at first it brought me discomfort, when I noticed how gently you held me close, I began experiencing an unexpected sensation. No, he's not. And I suddenly realized that it brought me pleasure. Wow. Every touch of your skin interfered with my rational thinking. The feelings I experienced were pleasant and stimulating. I'd never felt that way before. Okay, he's really getting into some description here. And at some point I realized that I no longer desired for the effect to end. Wait, are you trying to say that as far as I can remember, according to Taft's description, my condition could be defined as sexual arousal? Shit. Sexual arousal? You do you understand how strange this is to hear? We were friends and partners not 5 minutes ago, and now you're saying stuff like, please don't be hasty with your conclusions. I suppose it could have been a spike of hormones that was intensified by the adrenaline rush from all the excitement we experienced while working toward our shared objective. However, I can't be objectively sure. I know. I know, right? You're confusing me. Maybe that explains why you didn't go through with the ritual, but that doesn't make it okay. What about the Barilla? I am having difficulties discussing that right now as I cannot think clearly. Okay, that was a good pun. You gave me an entire scientific analysis of your hormones just a minute ago. The answer to your question may be problematic for me. I'm not ready to talk about it without compensation. What do you mean compensation? I need to confirm if the chemical reaction I experienced was brought on by your presence, or if my senses had been misled by the continued contact of our bodies. I would like to perform a little experiment to confirm my hypothesis that I experienced a rare moment of temporary insanity. Before I can, can process his words, Burain steps closer. Oh, here we go. He touches my cheek with his hand, softly caressing it with his thumb. There's something in his eyes. I think I know what kind of experiment he's talking about. Don't be afraid. I promise not to violate any socially acceptable standards. You just need to trust me. And then you'll stop avoiding the issue and tell me about your battle magic? Yes, you'll get your answers as soon as I get mine. But only if you agree to be part of this experiment. I agree. Just a quick one, okay? One small kiss. Of course, I shall conduct myself within the rules of the experiment. He pulls me closer to his face, close enough to examine his freckles and feel his breath. Then stiffly brushes against my lips. The peck is so fast I barely feel it. It was a little clumsy and awkward, but still enjoyable. Thinking he's done, I begin pulling back, but he kisses me again. But it's longer and with more confidence this time. Despite being taken by surprise, I feel myself melt into the moment. His kiss seems more skilled than I would have thought, his lips pleasantly caressing mine in a way that fills my stomach with butterbirds. But he's tender and soft, just as he promised. Is this really Burain? Such skill and confidence. It's so unlike him. And at some point I completely forget about the experiment and lose myself in the sensation. It's beginning to feel like there's another reason for doing this. We're doing this. Yeah, the animals in this universe are kind of like a mashup between two different animals in our universe. So I'm guessing butterflies and birds are like butterbirds. When we finally part, a twinge of disappointment shoots through me. Did we really just kiss? Like, for real? Oh heavens, my legs are feeling weak. And the truth evokes pleasant sensations. Now I understand why Taff can't stop talking about the process. I had my suspicions near the river, and now I know they were correct. Besides, I feel the desire to continue. Okay. I have to see. I think I want to do... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Okay, be surprised by his lack of modesty. But we agreed to just one kiss. I have another hypothesis that you won't mind if I continue this experiment. That you won't deny that you are going to enjoy it. I don't think I'll enjoy it. Are you sure about that? Absolutely. Do I have your permission to commence with the next phase of the experiment in order to determine the truth? Yes. Wait, what? And he kisses me again, this time with even more confidence and passion than before, completely taking my breath away. My body, for some reason, becomes more sensitive to by the way he draws me into himself. Burain groans and takes me into his arms, his kiss intensifying. The world around us disappears. It's impossible to think that there's anything more important than his hands, his lips, his warmth. And here we are, wrapped in each other's arms while our companions wait for us outside. The idea of them catching us sends an exhilarating rush through me. When we finally break away, our hands are trembling. I suppose the experiment confirmed the validity of my hypothesis. Did you have to say that out loud? However, I would like to note that what just happened is something I never experienced before. I enjoyed it. Me too. I always thought of you as a friend, so all of this is a little new to me. If friendship is what this is about, I see no trouble with it. We can simply change the status of our relationship. I think in some scenes they kind of, don't have arms. Entering a relationship with a high level of emotional intimacy will make such experiments legal. What? I'm asking you to be my girlfriend. Just like that? Isn't that too easy? And Friends calls me foolish. Friends. Hey, you promised to tell me about... At that moment, an unpleasant reverberation rings out from the walls of the dome. Burain shudders and the barrier begins to falter. I think our kiss might have broken his concentration. After the barrier slowly fades and shimmers away, Friends and Taff join us. What took you so long? We thought you'd already... Oh, so you did it. The immense curse is gone. It seems your time waiting wasn't spent in vain. The most important thing is, Inskay's ours again. Hey, what do you mean by ours? Now that Inskay is no longer bound to Burain, we can split into pairs again, so my original suggestion is still in effect. Inskay will be my partner. She already told you no twice. Is a third not enough? Inskay was initially on my team. There's no reason to change that. I disagree. I don't care. I see. Then shouldn't we settle our differences? Friends, I challenge you to a duel. What the? You challenge me? Joke's not funny. Do you really think I'm so weak? But Friends is right. Burain, my friend, I am sure you meant a verbal duel of wits, except you normally don't announce them. Yeah, they should. Just call him an angry boar, or a muckface, or a love loser, and move on. You want in on this too? I meant exactly what I said. I challenge Friends to a duel. Do you accept? Has he lost his mind? Perhaps Brain isn't aware of the Academy's code of student conduct. Dueling on school territory, as well as on this island, is strictly prohibited. Yeah, I know that actually they actually well, I'll keep reading. However, if someone is challenged, there's no turning back. Participating in the duel then becomes a matter of honor. Drop it. I'll just pretend I never heard anything. I suppose you'd rather ignore me. I don't like pulling my punches. It's tiring, and if I were to fight full force, I'd probably end up killing you, unintentionally. I want Inskay to be my girlfriend. Huh? And I will prove my right to be with her by defeating you in battle. What are you? I don't expect a long confrontation, and my win will be decisive. According to my estimates, my chance of success is over 89%. Fine. What? Wait a second, Friends. Why, when I insist on a final battle between us, you constantly dismiss it with your rude jokes? I demand a final battle too. I wouldn't call this a final battle. I'm going to crush him in 5 seconds flat. You may not be my enemy, Brain, but I can't give you Inskay. My feelings toward you are not based on deep personal resentment. However, if you do not consider me a worthy opponent, I'm ready to fight both of you for the right to become Inskay's boyfriend. Have you forgotten to ask someone? Indeed. I too thirst for a fight. The winner shall face me for Inskay's hand. No, this is between me and Brain. You have your own romance route. What does that matter? You have your own too. Okay, you know what? Get in line. If you want a few broken ribs, I'm happy to oblige. Despite the fact that I challenged you to a fight, your mind remains distracted by the peanut gallery. Your behavior is unacceptable. You underestimate me yet again. Brain tightly clenches his fist, the amulet on it lighting a fire, just as it did when he faced the old Ripper. He's going to use something so powerful against Friends. Hey, guys, stop. This isn't funny, like, at all. I already knew about your battle magic. I saw the Barilla. There was no poacher's trap. Those burns were the result of the destroying flames. How very observant of you. Full control over forbidden magic by a master of artifacts. Is that a new class they're offering you guys? It doesn't matter where I learned it. I'm going to destroy you and your authority in this academy. No one will ever underestimate the masters of artifacts ever again. You speak so confidently for someone who's about to eat dirt. Hey, stop it, guys. You're acting ridiculous. You will never talk to Inskay again without my permission. You'll never speak her name again without my permission. I'm not joking. The same goes for Taff. Guys! It seems you are anxious to meet my arrows. I liked you better when you were smart. Don't you mean when I was more complacent? Things are getting heated. They'll be at each other's throats any second now. I need to stop this before the scuffle turns into a massacre. But how? That's right, the artifact Brain found in the river, the giant seashell. I still don't know exactly how it works, but I have to try. I place the shell to my lips and toot. The deafening sound shakes the earth and vibrates through the air, sending birds fleeing from their treetop perches. Friends and Taff lose their battle-ready stances and fall to the ground. Okay, that should have been fixed up, desperately covering their ears with their hands. When the boys finally return to their senses, I lay into them. Just what did you think you were doing? Were you hoping to destroy the entire island with your tantrums? And who gave you the right to make decisions for me? I'm not a trophy that can be won at the school fair. Is your stupid testosterone war is it really more important to all of you than my feelings? And just in case you were wondering, I'm not choosing any of you. Heavens, babe, that was quite the speech. That's what I love about you. Insuke being Insuke, as always. Don't you dare laugh at me. You two are awful partners, thinking only about your stupid quarrels. And you, I turned to Burain, shaking with anger. Why did you do that? What were you trying to prove by challenging friends? Didn't you laugh with me over their stupid aggression? But in the end, you're no better than them. I had no intention of disappointing you. Oh, she looks trophy. Oh, come on, she does. Yeah, she does look trophy-ish. I had assumed my chances would increase if I overcame my obstacles. Obstacles? You're talking about living, breathing people here, Brain. First of all, I don't understand why you would consider them obstacles. Do you hear that? I think it's the sound of my heart breaking. Welcome to my world. Second, you never asked me. You just claimed your right over me. Yes, I marveled over your confidence and fighting skills today, but that isn't all that's important to me. Your actions are unacceptable. But Itsuke, it was you who convinced me that strength is important, that you can't always win by only using your intellect. And if you don't prove your strength to everyone, they will think that they can push you around without consequence. That can be the basis for a multitude of hurtful remarks. Even you never took me seriously until today. I didn't really think it bothered him that much, but apparently his ego has been bruised. I too am not taken seriously for being a master of artifacts, and for being a girl. But I never thought it would upset me like it does now. I always thought I could ignore it and it'd just go away. Friends is brave and strong, and I know that's why you see him as a reliable partner who can protect you from anything. Taft's charisma and confidence allows him to speak to you, his object of attraction, the way he does without losing your trust. And maybe they're both right, that even though I possess many qualities they lack. And maybe they're both... Oh yeah. I know, the fighting was fun, wasn't it? I have always run away from the difficulties I faced. But today, when we faced the Barilla, I realized I didn't want to run away anymore. I needed to prove to you that I'm not just a walking encyclopedia with glasses. I want to be able to protect and care for those I love. Maybe I was wrong, having been influenced by Taft and friends. Maybe I don't have to act like someone I'm not in order to make you like me, but I want to be someone you can admire and be proud of. That sounds understandable. It does explain your recent behavior. A man driven to despair would be capable of such. Well, you're not acting like a talking library now. Perhaps I hadn't been taking you seriously either. Thanks. That wasn't a compliment. You almost provoked an epic battle that would most definitely have destroyed this grove. And harmed Insuke in the process. And now he's acting like he isn't just as guilty as Burain in the situation. Men. That is correct. I put my ego before Insuke's safety. And moreover, I did not consider her feelings when I declared my intent to make her my girlfriend without her permission. That was wrong of me. Insuke, please. I beg your forgiveness. Suddenly, he falls to his knees and wraps his arms around my waist. Hey, what are you doing? It would have been possible for me to. And now Burain is... Seriously? I lost control over my own faculties. I'd never experienced anything like that before, and my emotions wouldn't allow me to think clearly. But now, after all that has happened, I dedicate everything I am, and everything I ever will be, to you, Insuke. Burain. You're strong because you never paid any attention to the boys' stupid battles for authority in the school, especially knowing that there was a high probability you'd beat them. You've reached your limit today, I get it, but I don't want you to change because I already like you for who you are. Yeah, they can be. Oh, especially Taff. It appears we are indeed witnessing something serious here, my old friends. Perhaps in our obsession to best each other, we allowed that weasel to swoop in and steal the girl. I told you there is more to brain that meets the eye. Geniuses are dangerous. They sit unassumingly behind their textbooks, but when you are not looking, what a strange end to the day. Why are you so calm about this? Why aren't you pleading with Insuke to reconsider? Should I? There are plenty of fish in the sea. There will be others. You need to learn how to live again. So much worry will turn you bald. Oh, Fred's eyes gets that way when he's like upset or something. Don't act so tragic. You're anything but a boring old relic from the past. Besides, we need to be prepared for what lies ahead. And what's that? We still need to find the portal and get a little payback for the emotional suffering we experienced today. Ready? Ready. Despite the fact that we were given extra objectives for the exam, our group succeeded and finished on time, the portal returning us to the academy, and everything seemed to have gone back to normal. But things are not always what they seem. The next morning I was horrified to learn that the three of them still fought despite everything I'd said to them yesterday. Apparently, after escorting me to my room, instead of returning to their own, they proceeded to a nearby vacant area where they battled it out. Turned He turned into 9S. Um, since duels on academy grounds are strictly forbidden, when they do occur, as they always do, they're kept in secret. However, a rumor of their battle quickly spread among the other students. Who would have known their petty squabbles would change everything? Am I understanding you correctly? I know you do, Four Eyes. Show me what you got. Show me your power. I must remind you that fights are forbidden on academy property. That's why I refuse. Huh? You think I'm too weak to take you on? You don't think I have what it takes to smash you through that wall over there? I'll be the one who crushes you into dust, Burain. That's the fifth one this morning. How do I formulate the correct words to convince them to cease approaching me? After his legendary fight with friends in Taft, Burain was incessantly pursued by students wishing to fight him. But didn't you already tell them that the fight wasn't that serious? How did they even learn about your battle magic? I have my suspicions. Behold, the mighty Burain and his new victim. I can't believe Burain has become such a bully. He's pretty low for one of the strongest students in the academy. I have already expressed my opinion regarding that nickname, and my promise to turn anyone who uses it into a laboratory experiment remains valid. Cripes, they're here! All three of them! The terrible trinity has come! It never ends. The boy who challenged Burain quickly runs off when friends in Taft arrive. Clearly, the thought of squaring off against the three of them was too much. You're not wrong. Being referred to as a member of the terrible trinity is much less appealing than the amazing Taft. It's so depressing. And I thought I was the only one who regretted being in the same team as you two. You should be proud that they believe you good enough to associate with me, my friend. And Burain, I'm proud of you too, my friend. Your rapid growth and popularity over such a short period of time, it was impressive. Do you understand that doing this to me right before exams may be considered malicious? It was a terrible coincidence. We merely wanted to help you realize your full potential. And the little twerp doesn't even thank us. Friends, you're being rude. Shame on you. And what are you going to do about it? Tell my mom? Yes? You can't be serious. Maybe I am. Besides, wasn't it low of you to join forces with your eternal rival? What can I say? There has always been chemistry between us. And honestly, what were the odds that good old friends wouldn't eventually fall prey to my charms? I hate my life. Anyhow, I need to get to class. Before leaving, Friends turns to Taft. Wait 5 minutes before leaving after me. We can't be seen together. We've already given them enough reason to think we're a team. Trying to hide things only draws more attention. Perhaps we should battle it out and throw them off our trail. Shut up, I'm not doing that. You know nothing about self-promotion. Is it me, or do they act like a pair of secret lovers? Like you and me? You know, you were right insisting that I communicate with more people. I had always tried avoiding it, hiding away in my studies. But I never thought any of this would come so naturally to me. I'm really proud of you, Burain, and happy you're viewing things with such optimism. But never forget that I like you just the way you are. I will do everything I can to become stronger and to protect you with everything I have. If I didn't know you still loved reading and inventing new amulets, I'd be surprised. Are you teasing me again? Maybe a little bit. Burain smiles sweetly and then leans toward me. I suppose I should find another way to surprise you tonight. Oh yeah, love is in the air. His calm, confident words send shivers down my back, and my heart skips a beat imagining the things he might mean. This captivating side of Burain is completely new to me, but I love it. Because I accept who he's become now and who he'll always be. Ending number 3, one of the terrible trinity. Oh, well, you're going to sleep at the right time because this is the end. The end of the story. And that's it. So good night, Salmon, and Look, my name. Oh no, it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up in the credits. Makes me so proud. I s There you go. Editor Chudah. I'm famous. So that's it. That was Let's Not Stay Friends. And that was probably, of the three guys' routes, that was probably the least steamy. So if anybody is like looking for some steamy Otome writing, this is a good game to look into. So, but that's it for today. We actually ending right on time.